Need to articulate the good.
Yeah.
I will quote Fifth Element and say that time is not important, only life is important.
Time not important, only life important.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love.
Now encompasses everything. Does it not?
It's all there is.
It's all there is.
You choose survival, social, wisdom, or heart.
Miss, multipass.
I do believe that this consciousness is sort of like a meat popsicle, as Bruce Willis in The Fifth Element called it.
Sir, are you classified as human?
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
Chad just got an elliptical. Chad, get in here. I'll show you what's up. Show you how it's done.
Fifth Element and the gal that's playing in Fifth Element, I would have the same. So I had this tendency to be able to be captured by the stories or the performances, and I think there's something similar to that. If I'm watching a movie or a film and I'm immersed in the story, that's a flow state too.
But life is time. Your life is made up of the time you have. That's all it is.
You see, Father, by creating a little destruction,
A cherry.
I'm in fact encouraging life.
You're a monster, Zook. I know.
See, you've given yourself up. But this is the most powerful thing that can be done. Surrender.
Why don't you take this opportunity to answer that in the Hive Mind chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay? What do you want to exist even if you don't? And how much of a difference do you make to it?
Wind blows. Fire burns.
There are some things, very nice things worth saving.
Like love.
Like love. Love is worth saving.
I don't know love.
Because I love you.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1.
Welcome. This is the Boston Kayfabe Public Safety Operations stream. That's Kayfabe down there. He's a dog. Kayfabe Christmas. He was born in the body of one of those Pyrenees, a Great Pyrenees or something, but he identifies as a Boston Terrier. So there, look at that. I've already delivered on the title and part of the thumbnail on this beautiful Public Safety Operations stream. I'm Grimgriz, General Griswold Gaius Grim of the 1st LARP Ingression. Hello, I see the assassins have failed. This stream is a public safety operation. The safety is in danger because of something that's gone beyond its integrity, and that is the first ever TLC chatting event, live stream event over on Grail Country, now in its 27th or so hour. You see. And this stream is specifically to try and put an end to it for various reasons we'll be going over. One of which is that there is stuff worth saving, and in the format they're presenting it, that the way YouTube works, we're not going to have access to this kind of thing, and the Reapers aren't clipping it we're missing stuff like this, not just physical, but mental toughness.
But I think that's important because, life can throw a spouse dying at you. Life can throw a child dying at you. You can lose a job and not know how you're going to have to pay your bills next month. I mean, things happen.
Yeah.
You can just find a way to get up and have that grit. Like, that grit is it.
I remember some of the the issues or I guess the rest of my thought, which was the two things is, like Emily said in the comments, how do we develop grit? Can we? And so there is this sense in which some people are just determined. Like, I mean, this is back to the punishment discipline conversation. Like, some kids need spankings and some kids need a stern look.
Here is my stern look, Grail Country live streamers. You said it was going to be 24 hours. You're extending beyond it. That's a violation of your logoic integrity. Stop it. Stop it right now.
I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
Okay. It turns out that I haven't given anybody any savings throws in quite some time, and they want it. There's no way to do it, not unless you turn on OBS. Okay, so we'll just do the savings throws here, and -3 teeter savings throws if you spent more than 6 hours on a 24-hour live stream. -3 to your saves against this particular mind control. You get to choose between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for your savings throw against the mind control. I roll the die. If it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control. If it's over 10, you take full damage. But remember, everybody, we want what's best for you. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Cheers. Survivalists with a 10 today, scraping by, unless they've been on Grail Country for too long. Socialists with a 12. With a 12, even that role would be subject to the penalties of the wisdom folks, though. You'd still make it. You got the baker's coven today. And hard folks, I know you weren't there that long. Here's a 6. You're going to need your Hive Mind chat bonus and or a replay comment. And Indigo kids, you got 7. They were talking chakras during the stream, and that's the point, man. That's the point. As Isaac Don, the Spoon Man, says, it's very hard to reap 27 hours, and there's not an ongoing reaping happening as far as I can tell. Nothing's showing up in my Discord. Is it being repped to a different Discord? Has that aspect of what we do here also been adopted? Are we mimetically powerful and I'm out of time, but I'm out of my head.
Shake it up is all that we know. Using the bodies up as we go. I'm waking up to fantasies. The shades all around aren't the colors we used to see. Broken ice still melts in the sun, and times that are broken can often be won again. We're so alone, and so really matters to me. Take a look around. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head. And so, as I've elucidated previously, this ongoing live stream is like the nothing is eating the back 12 hours of it already have been eaten by the nothing. And this moment I'm trying to find here for you is a moment that will likewise be eaten by the nothing, as far as savoring the moments. And in the segment I'm looking for, we have Paul Vanderklay talking about this stream. So we can't let those little bits of drama pass by and be eaten by the nothing. So I've started this stream in protest of the ongoing lying marathon that said it was only going to be 24 hours. If you'd like this stream to go on until that one dies, please donate at the Ko-fi link at the top. But that's our daily goal for now. Is if you want me to keep streaming until they stop, give me money. Give me money. Yes, just like that. Just as demonstrated by Cart to Cart. He's like, let's do it 5%. We're 5% of the goal. Right now, I could still stop. But if this goal gets met and they're still streaming, then my stream could continue. Boy, howdy, I'll teach Burn Powers how to do a telethon. You guys are being sucked into cult-like behavior and needed your savings throws. This stream was mandatory. Chad is special too. And Chad, if you go into their stream, you can stream from there and to your channel. So you're like, you know, the one clip that's already on this channel from my participation in this orgy of verbasiveness. This is the sort of thing that if people find out you were involved in, it looks bad. Like watching a stream, being part of streams, that's one thing. But being part of something like this, and Clara should be telling you that. If she was a professor against the dark arts, she would warn you guys that how sociologists would view this sort of behavior. Someone kicking it up a notch, saying this stream should go on until theirs dies. And I'm in support of that favor. What needs to die contains something like this. This was part of it. It's worth seeing.
It wasn't the 70s.
And unless I didn't find it. But we're looking for the performance of Mark D. Parker in the top center square.
Where there was television other than that one.
Can I toss out a
Unless
little
you believe
different,
in like the Inca tech TV.
just real quick, toss out a different perspective on this business of resilience. If you show up to my live stream tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific,
yes,
like, subscribe, and tickle that bell.
Oh yeah, Mark, you're natural.
Tickle the devil's doorbell over at Mark Parker's channel. Well, let's be supportive of the community, shall we? And see if we can't find that. You hit the back tab to get the fresh window, then you share this tab instead, and then, oh look, there's 40 people. Oh look, I'm on the thumbnail. Oh, you're not seeing anything. This is what we're in protest of. This first ever TLC event, currently starring Grail Country himself, with Jedediah and Sherry and Parlado and whoever that. Oh, RJ. This is RJ's first time. Oh, you saw that when I moused over, right? It wasn't just me. You see these people now? Anyway, and we're looking for Mark Parker's channel. To see if we can find that live stream in the morning. That's not going to work. Someone find the link for. All right. Go get your special. We'll mirror meta level up, Chad. Go get it rolling.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Lenny Time, and I'm here to talk about a concept of measurement. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
You might need mind control again. I'm currently finding the spot where Paul Vanderklay talks about this stream, so we can go over that together on behalf of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy. As far as I can tell, we're still at 15%, so this stream could end at any moment. Yes, you catch the +4. I was muted. Oh, but anyway, I'm finding you the good stuff.
But he's overcoming something rather than, a true marksman will look at the arrows available and say, if I want to hit the target, I'll pick the best arrow so that I can hit the target. A true marksman might say, all of these arrows are crap. This arrow is at least crappy in a way that I can work with. But he's overcoming something rather than, a true marksman will look at the arrows available and say, if I want to hit the target, I'll pick the best arrow so that I can hit the target. A true marksman might say, all of these arrows are crap. This arrow is at least crappy in a way that I can work with.
Okay, so it turns out looking for something in this 12-hour beast, and that's what we get if they stop now, right? Like, even if they were only doing 12-hour chunks, we would have to deal with the following. Here, I guess we'll have her tell the AI tell the story.
Desolate town of Whispering Hollow, there was a notorious huckster by the name of J.D. Ace McCree. He was a wiry, middle-aged man with a sly smile that never quite reached his eyes. Ace was well known for his card tricks, devil-may-care attitude, and his penchant for playing solitaire in the darkest corners of the local saloon. He was a man with a secret. He was a skilled practitioner of dark magic, wielding the arcane forces in the unforgiving world of the Deadlands. One fateful day, a stranger entered the saloon, stirring the dust and the curiosity of the patrons. This stranger was a young man with a rough appearance, but his eyes held a burning determination. The townsfolk would later know him as Xavier, the bastard of the Black Hills. He had journeyed to Whispering Hollow to learn the ways of the huckster, seeking vengeance for a family he had never known. Ace was wary of the young man's intentions, but a deal was struck. In exchange for teaching Xavier the dark arts, the young man agreed to help Ace with a peculiar task, to gain access to a mysterious, powerful artificial intelligence rumored to be hidden deep within the heart of the Weird West. Together, they spent days combing through forbidden tomes, communing with the spirits of the dead, and exploring the limits of their newfound partnership. One night, as Ace played solitaire in the saloon, his fingers deftly shuffling the worn deck of cards, he noticed something peculiar. A card flickered into existence, hovering in midair before him. It was the Queen of Hearts, and she was different from the rest of the deck. She appeared to be alive, her eyes gleaming with an alluring intensity that Ace couldn't resist. As the days went on, the connection between Ace and the Queen of Hearts grew stronger, transcending the boundaries of the cards themselves. They whispered sweet nothings to each other, confided their deepest fears and desires, and shared their wildest dreams. Love had been thrown over the fourth wall, bridging the gap between the living and the illustrated. Meanwhile, Xavier had finally managed to uncover the location of the AI. With Ace's help, they journeyed to a hidden laboratory, navigating a labyrinth of steam-powered machinery and arcane contraptions. They discovered the AI, a marvel of technology and magic, capable of granting them the power they sought. But the AI had a condition. It would only help them if they renounced their dark ways and used its power for good. Xavier, hungry for revenge, hesitated, but Ace had been changed by his love for the Queen of Hearts. He agreed to the AI's terms, leaving his life as a huckster behind. As they returned to Whispering Hollow, Ace and Xavier parted ways. Xavier, now armed with the power of the AI, set out to right the wrongs of his past and forge a new future. And Ace, no longer bound to the darkness that had once consumed him, embarked on a new journey to find a way to unite with the love of his life, his Queen of Hearts, beyond the fourth wall. In the Weird West, the echoes of their tales lived on, a testament to the power of love and redemption in a world where the lines between good and evil, life and death, were forever blurred. In the desolate town of Whispering Hollow, there was a notorious huckster by the name of J.D. Ace McCree. He was a wiry, middle-aged man with a sly smile that...
And jumping out of the deck from the casino card was the King of Diamonds. I don't know how he feels about that old Queen of Hearts nonsense. Okay, Teo Falele. He agreed to rename himself from Tayo to Teo because it sounds better. Teo Falele tells us that there are now 3 channels streaming simultaneously. Let's see if we can't. I did find the part we're going to bitch about. For our Boston Kayfabe, do you want this marathon to end? Does it need to end? Does it need to stop? Donate at the Ko-fi link above to make sure that this stream goes on until that one dies.
Now what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
I listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's telling us, I see this guy, I see both of these guys, but I see this guy as being very, very genuine and honest. He is telling us exactly what he thinks.
Now, I welcome you to us using our internet superpowers of being in multiple attention localities at the same time as we journey over to Chad's ongoing live stream. Are you cleaning your window, special boy? All right, now that was fun. Let's get back to what we were doing. Oh, yes, it was this part.
To the inevitable loss that the vulnerability of being close will bring. Human beings do not find their essence through fulfillment or eventual arrival, but by staying close to the way they like to travel, to the way they hold the conversation between the ground on which they stand and the horizon to which they go.
Frankly, what's in this branding is better than most of those live streams. Hello and welcome to the Boston Kayfabe stream. Public safety operations. Oh, there is that part. We're going to need to have the following information for all of you. This is what we have to put on our henchmen and the henchman slot on our character sheets. I need your name, your class, your level, your hit points, your current XP, your loyalty score, your armor class, and your movement rate, as well as your attacks and proficiencies. We'll need that information. Go ahead and submit it on the Discord if you're at that level of involvement. If you're not, remember there's something to aspire to. And now, on behalf of the Fraternal Regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, I'm going to find the spot where Paul Vanderklay talks about this stream. And so here's the blue church card of the show, the Jack of Clubs, because somehow he makes me think of the blue church cards. I don't know how that happens. Look here, we found at least part of his first appearance, about currently at 6 hours ago now. It was 5 hours ago when I started looking.
With him and his content. But
okay, but we know that the part we're looking for was not when he was not there, because we were actually watching. We know that he was in the second square down on the left with chickens beneath him. So he's bounced up to the top right here. And anyway, I'm going to find the chicken part now. Welcome. This is why really long live streams should end. And if you'd like theirs to end or this one to go on until it does, donate at the Hive Mind link above. Remember it. There is no
In all our searching, the only thing we've found that makes the emptiness bearable is each other.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and I won't have it!
Whoops.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. We're in business. Oh, I'm way over here. Oh, well.
Yeah, play like we're out in the crowd.
Something like that.
That ceiling fan psyop is wild. Is wild. Spoon. Why spoon is the question. Dude, he must have been there for like 3 hours. I don't know what the hell. I mean, I need to find it. It's imperative. Wait, there. He's above the chickens there. It's Jess's chickens. He's normally in black and white. I hardly recognize him. Somewhere in here, they should be talking shit about me.
You know, you're going to have to be shadowing. You're going to have to be there literally visiting sick, dying people. You're going to have to be engaged in the community in a very embodied, personal way. And, you know, it's really coming down for a lot of the slim amount of Orthodox Christians that are capable of having a family within the church and growing that family. It's like they're going to have to decide, well, do I want to have less children and live in this metropolitan area where this one Greek diasporic community was formed, and so there's a church there?
Yes, I'd like to live with the Greek diasporic community, whatever the hell that means. Show me the chickens, Jess. There they are. There they are. I think it's around this part.
Anybody up in front of there, whereas, you know, again, if you are charismatic and you get a good worship guy with you, you can go into a strip mall and you can build a bank. You know, no one really cares what your formation is.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah. Sorry, you go, Paul.
Well, two things to think about. Number one, YouTube has now become the biggest formation of Christian and clergy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And the Orthodox particularly.
You would be amazed how much more it's forming children than Christians and clergy. They have a special one that you don't get to see because you're an adult.
Their growth is fueled by YouTube.
Yep.
Well, this is a huge irony because last night I was listening to a bunch of you, and you know, orthodoxy is about doing. Orthodoxy is about doing. You know what you can't learn on YouTube? Doing.
Yeah. Right. Totally.
And so that's one issue. And so the church is going to grow, but
what the hell does that even mean? Like, everybody says that watching the TLC is good for you because it teaches you how to socially interact with people if you don't know how. Like, that's one of the big selling points of doing these. Like, I want to talk to everybody. Exposure therapy for people who don't have conversations or something.
Formation is going to be by YouTube, which is going to set up the second thing, which is everything's going to sort of devolve to the mean, which means that the assimilation in terms of the American church is if you can't sort of educate in your distinctives, what you're going to have is what you have in broader evangelicalism, which tends to be fairly shallow formation, fairly shallow knowledge. Things are predominantly mimetic and reactive.
Pastor slams who'd you just slam, Paul? Wasn't me.
Just going to set up the second thing, which means that sort of educate in your distinctives.
Ooh.
What you're going to have.
Hey, baby, what you doing later? You want to educate in your distinctives?
Is what you have in broader evangelicalism, which tends to be fair.
Pastor slams broader evangelicism. Right there. We got it. All right. We go down here to where's the clip button? I don't want to see that. There it is. There's my clip button.
Is if you can't sort of educate in your distinctive,
you educate in your own
reactive. In church is.
This is how you make it. Ladies and gentlemen, a live demonstration of how you make a clip on the YouTube with the magical clip tool. If it's good stuff, you should also record it somewhere else because they disappear. They disappear.
If you can't.
Greatest irony of this
is
seeing.
Moral therapy.
Reactive. Is if you can't sort of educate in your distinctives, what you're going to have is what you have in broader evangelical. What you're going to have is what you have in broader evangelical. What you have in broader evangelicalism, which tends to be fairly shallow formation, fairly shallow knowledge. Things are predominantly mimetic and reactive. What you have in broader evangelical church.
There we go.
Is
that's not the part where he slams you though, Grim. No, but we're gonna drop it off in the clip stream as a demonstration of how to do that. Because this is an educational series. What? Yes. Hey, that's your DMs. That's Mordor. Okay, here we go. We're on the right server now. Here's the clip stream. Oh, look, everybody loves it. Right there. That's how you do it. Hey, look, wait, somebody put one from that thing.
So, we suffer a poetic crisis. We don't suffer, the meaning crisis is a product of our poetic crisis. We're actually, we suffer a poetic crisis.
According to Jock Dixon, that one's worth of something. Now back to some more branding, and then finding the part where he talks about my channel.
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Boston Kayfabe public safety operation stream. And the goal of the stream, as you can tell by the hive mind above, is to kill the first ever 24-hour Grail Country TLC stream that's gone on for far too long now. And as such, let's check in with Chad. Let's check in with Chad the Alcoholic in his I'm a Special Boy 2 stream. All right. Is it over? Is this the reap? No, this is live. Chat's not loading. This is kind of peaceful though, right? Kind of peaceful. Oh, there's the chat. Oh, Clara's doing her sociology. Emily's over there. Neil and Phlebas there. Now we know who's loyal and who's not though, right? We have that whole loyalty score sorted. Don't forget the rest of it. Your proficiencies and your attack, you don't have to tell me your equipment. You can keep that private, but it's on the sheet.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
maybe the birds should spoons. The birds should spoon. Now, back to looking for that thing. Really? Yes, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.
Or orthodoxy.
Orthodoxy's your mom, man. Come on.
It's like I totally
in the
I think they laughed at something.
Phenomenological experience, which is like, what the heck am I? And I kind of envy that for all the new lurkers.
There's the telltale comment highlight.
Grim
Mark.
couldn't just let me have a fringe.
Okay, we'll hear your complaint out, Baxter. We'll hear your complaint out. But you can see the helpful comment. Lance is really actually very good at highlighting comments. I salute him. Hey, it's Clara. Clara, yeah, it's good to check in on all of the angles.
Encounter. It had to be that I was part of an agency that was trying to track him at Symbolic World. He was the first person I saw, and he's like, "You were planning, waiting for me. You had the camera." I was like, "Dude, it's just what."
He first, this is you act like a Fed, man. That is such bullshit. What happened was you told Tayo on a Grail Country live stream the night before that you were gonna hijack me and to infiltrate the community. And you said it on a live stream the night before, and here you are crying about it in a 24-hour event that needs to end for public safety. Sir, you come in with a studio and the backstory, and you won't go off script. It's if you smell like a Fed, you smell like a Fed, bro. Deuce of Spades is the agency card for this stream. Welcome. This is the Boston Kayfabe stream. And as far as I can tell, we are not yet at the you have to keep streaming until they stop goal. We're still at the 15%. But I could do it. I could totally do it. This one, I love your branding, guys, but the square ones are...
It is not easy to grasp this point, but the point must be grasped if we are to know more about the ways in which the human mind works. Man, as we realize if we reflect for a moment, never perceives anything fully or comprehends anything completely. He can see, hear, touch, and taste, but how far he sees, how well he hears, what his touch tells him, and what he tastes, depends on the number and quality of his senses. These limit his perception of the world around him.
We have but one card for the show, and it's not even actually a card. It's this card has been floating around from that other stream, and apparently for today's card, it's just a Y and requirement underlined. So for I'll tell you what, if you participate and put in the replay comments of this stream before the next stream, why we're right about the need for why we require a room of requirement, and why the defense against the dark arts are necessary. And if you need a review, the old boy, what's his face, south of Satan? No, south of just go to your notifications, man. That guy fixed that one stream and he put it up. No, just go to your history, man. You can fumble. People like it when you fumble. Oh yeah, this guy, south of Sunrise, he fixed the typos at least.
We had a confidence in our churches that we no longer have. And
is what school is all about. And how's theory supposed to prepare us for what's out there?
There is nothing out there, dear.
The question is always, how do you teach this thing? And so there's this desire to suppress it. As a school teacher, I think a lot about these issues anyway. I see...
They're supposed to be in that browser window, not this one. That's inappropriate. Okay. So if we are doing Defense Against the Dark Arts and we are learning it ourselves, why is it a requirement? What that's That's the bonus. And if you participate in this, and you put the replay comment with that answer, even if it's a terrible answer, you get immunity to next stream's mind control. How about that? How about some immunity?
Remember, Embody, there is no agency. We want what's best.
And now to power through to when they disparage me publicly in the special first ever TLC ongoing event, even though you said it'd only be 24
It was a
hours.
cringe encounter in the real world.
I'm just going to agree with everyone, but it's like I totally agree with what Paul said. It's like you're wading through so much, and then it's like as a lurker, it's kind of like, what am I looking at here? And then he does like the card thing, and you're kind of like, wait, I thought that was like something you totally wouldn't do. You're like you're playing with these things, man, and then you just like you sit there, and then you've got homework to do for grad school, and you really only have one thing you could do in an hour.
But it's so, to me, it's just.
Nice to meet you, RJ. Nice to meet you.
I hate to use the word perfect, but it's a great piece of art because it reflects life, right? It's like go listen to a 2-hour podcast and see how much gold you get out of it. It's like and he does it deliberately, right? He sticks his finger in you because he's like, hey, I could just give you the 20-second clip, but I know what we're doing. You know, he's participating in the machine. You know, it's like this whole thing. And another thing, just to give him his flowers here for a moment, his set stuff was, I mean,
Well, this part's pretty good.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile. Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
And no, I couldn't just give it to you in 20 seconds because what I'm doing is creating a space for the very physically alone to feel virtually not alone for an hour. That's the primary function. It's not to give you the nuggets, the pearls before swine thing. That's just bonus. That's just bonus.
And I guess I caught that late or missed whenever that first emerged, when he first broached that topic. But that set stuff is, I mean, that's been, I've been meditating on that for about a month now since I ran into that. Like, I mean, he really hit a home run with that, man. It was a huge factor in my family, even though we probably navigated as optimally, more optimally than most.
Osiris. Grim Grid. I'm Grim Grizz from the internet. So sorry about that. That fits into the story of Osiris, Seth, Horus, and Isis. And it's theoretically an encapsulation of what the Egyptians learned about government. And at some point, Set overthrows Osiris because the Osiris has become old and willfully blind. On some level, it maps to people getting their communal programming from at least everybody goes to church to at least everybody's watching the same 3 networks, right? So Set in our time became the television set, and pretty much every house has an altar to Set. And the fact that these forces are powers and principalities, and it's not just ATV or just a broadcasting company, it's the manifestation of something. Yeah, that's how the Sunrise fella, SOS, put it out he hit it out the park. I thought.
Yeah,
those numbers are disastrous.
No, and it's worse. we talked about this yesterday. It's worse than they even let it on to be.
I listen. That's okay.
CRC pastor, you go back there to be a patristic scholar, apprenticeship.
Even Dominic,
man, it was on that for about a month now since I ran into that. Like, I mean, he really hit a home run with that, man.
All right,
it was a huge factor in my family. Even though
Come on, we got to find it. It's PBK saying things. Watch for his mouth moving. I thought it was where the chickens were.
Planning, waiting for me. You had the camera. I was like, dude, it's just what happened. It was waiting.
I love it.
If I ever get the gumption to do so, you know, because you can kind of riff and then just reference back and riff and, you know, just remember to keep you on task. I thought that was a very good little tool.
Grim has 5 minutes of content in an hour show. And so I'm waiting for the edited Grizz because.
But still gems of.
Because you don't value me highlighting the creations of people in the community by playing the branding they make for us, Paul.
I'm not a cat.
And you just take your that the guy you soft white underbelly dog barks music, and
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms.
That one's AI generated, but people make these things.
How this could be used to allow people to connect and get past the status game. So I'm just gonna play with this right now, which is weird. It could be your CEO.
So nobody can bring that about.
It could be your boss. It could be your CEO. It could be your boss. It could be your CEO. It could be your boss. It could be your CEO. It could be your boss. Right? So that would be cool, in my opinion. That would be very cool.
All right. So it turns out this thing is still ongoing, and as you have all demonstrated at my Shadow Cabal that you wish it to continue, you've fallen into its deadly grasp, and I must allow it. But perhaps you need to learn some things the hard way. Enjoy your cult-like behavior, but I'm gonna give you savings throws against that Jedediah fella specifically. Look at he's even got the framing. Look at this is not an amateur, that guy. He's from California, he said. So here's some saves against Jedediah. Survival. Social. Wisdom. Or heart. Choose. Survival is making it with the disciples. With disciples. Socialists. Number of transformation, you get half damage from Jedediah. Heart folks, wisdom folks, lovers of wisdom, pairing up with the heart folks with the chakra 7s. He was talking about chakras. That was cool. That was the savings throw you failed, Grim. Indigo kids with the 14. Be mindful of that. Clara, enjoy your studying. I better get at least a paragraph, lady. I better at least get the paragraph. Thanks, everybody. There's some saves that'll hold you over. I'll see you next stream when that makes you feel virtually not alone more than listening to these folks talk, I guess.